Hey guys, Franco here with Trading Futures Live. Welcome back, and it feels great to be back from the trip. In this video, I'm going to show my trades from today. Let's jump right in. So let's go over my H1. Today is July 11th. Okay, last week I was off the whole week. July 1st, I had 2 trades break even just to refresh that. And today is basically my second trading day of the month. I just took one trade. When I usually go out for a trip, I get very unbalanced. I eat very badly. I don't sleep well. I had drinks. I have a lot of fun, but I do things that are not good for trading. So every time I come back from a trip, I have a rule now that I need to take it very slow, lower my risk, take like 1 week adaptation back to the market to get my confidence back and not be cocky or overconfident or just trade crazily, right? So it's a good thing that I'm aware of that. This week is gonna be in terms of sizing and risk to the lower side based on my that I'm coming back from my trip. So let's go over the H1. So I spotted this zone here. This was like around 9:35, and I wanted to engage in this pivot. But if you guys see this, this 951 to 970 is around $400. So I wanted to risk $300 or less per contract. So I decided, all right. Also, I didn't catch it on time. It moved so fast in and out that I couldn't set my order. But regardless, when it was like around here, I said, all right, so I'm gonna lower my risk. I'm gonna put and you can see it on the live stream. I had this order set for a long time, right? 11 and 962. So I used this like these formations within the entire area. I used this formation for me to determine my risk, my entry, right? And I gave some breathing room here, like four points above the distal line. So I waited patiently. I wanted to take this, but if this location was not good, it's not that it was not good, but keep in mind that it already moved 1 and something percent here, right? So here is like -2%. So I don't like locations where it's very easy to get run over by price volatility, right? So I decided to just skip this one, right, and have my order set. Also, the internals here were turning around a little bit, right? Here was not like in good position. Also, the ADQD here was screaming down, right? Remember, the ADQD needs to be in a retracement for me to like, and I'll show you here. Like, if you see here, the ADQD is in a retracement back up. The overall trend is down, right? It's a negative number, but it is on the way up, like retracing. Here, the tick chart was creating lower highs. It created a lower low here, and I say it in the live stream, it's creating higher high, right? But when it created this low and it touched the zone, I think it touched the zone here, right? And created that low, that high that is lower than these highs, right? Trend line being respected. Then I said, all right, I'm gonna keep my order. And here you see how it's barely breaking. Here it broke to the other side, but didn't had a sustained break. So immediately after it went overextended, it started to reject, and that was my trade. Here I enter, here I is my target for a 2.5 to 1. I had this like flip zone, like it's not, it's more like a resistant turn into support zone, right? I could have gotten my target like farther, but I'm coming from, and it got nothing to do with the market. I'm coming from a trip. I want to be more conservative, gain more confidence this week, so next week I can catch up with my regular trends, right? Personally. So here's a good thing. This is a 2.5 to 1. Here I start to fill up the tilt meter. This is another feature that H1 has. My entry comment was a limit order. My target, and I stopped. My stop was moved after break even. I have other options here, like I oversize. I move my stop without like trading bases, or too quick, or did not move my stop. So I do think H1 is a very, very nice tool for that. I figure, let me see if we refresh this, we can have the information. It really doesn't give me the information now. But on the overall, they just put this on the update. Gain to pain ratio. So how do I get that number accurately? It's not accurate right now. I'm just there filling it up. And how do you do it? You come here in the general trade data. You put highest price and the lowest price, right? Highest price in this case because I was shorting, and I entered the trade at 62, and it went to 67.75. So I had like 5.75, like $115 on the water, right? So I wanna have that data, right? With that, I'm gonna pass it over to George. So it's good to be back, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. That helps us. So I'm gonna pass it over to George, where he's gonna do his recap. See you tomorrow. Thank you.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you, Franco. If we take a look at my day today, I took one trade. It's the 11th. I took one trade. It was a planned 2-hour trade. I got 1.14 out of it for $166. You can see my P&L down here at the bottom. Go ahead and take a look at the trade. Right. So pre-market, the market opened, where are we at? The market opened in this basically large candle to the downside. I had this lower zone marked, which was the overnight low, and basically the overnight high marked. I also had a line here for this pivot created at around 6:30 in the morning, right? And so essentially breaking above this pivot or above this zone, I was going to be long. Breaking below this zone with confirmation from the internals, and I was going to be short. And then any false breakout, I would take the reversal trade, which is what ended up happening for me. We did break down from my level here. From the overnight low. It did not give me any opportunities to enter here, and then there was just no follow through, right? We had a nice pullback on this candle that closed extremely bearish after testing this level here again. We didn't get any follow through after that move, and so I started to roll over to the long side. And if we go to the 5-minute, here I was waiting. I had this range marked out here. It started to chop around in this area, and I was waiting for a candle to close outside of my box that I drew here. So if it closed up, then it would confirm my bullish sentiment, and if it closed below, then I would be again with sellers in control looking for shorts. And it finally came down. It tested these lows again, but it did not close below the box that I had drawn out. And immediately from there it came up, and this 5-minute candle closed above. So I set a limit order. I went down to my 2-minute chart. From there, this was the move that broke out, and I set a limit order right above this, basically a rally-based rally or even a drop-based rally. Right, so my entry was right above this candle, that little doji right there. My stop was essentially down here 10 points at 51.50, near the low of the day. And it immediately came down and filled me on this pullback here. I did take some heat, and the trade chopped around for quite a while. I got in at around 10.50, and the trade just went sideways for the next few hours. Finally, at 1 p.m., this finally decided to start to break out, and very quickly it shot up and hit my T1. And I held the trade the whole time. I didn't create a new low here from even this pivot here. And so this was a trade. If we were going to go short, I feel like it would have happened earlier on in this trade, so I felt a bit more comfortable with the long. My second target was the high created at the open, and I had a third target up here, which it never got to. It did hit my T1, and then it hit my T2, and this became 2 o'clock right here. That was basically the end of the run, was this 4-hour candle. When the 4-hour candle closed, since 2 o'clock, the market started to come back down. At that point, I had moved my stop above break even, and I got stopped out on a pullback. I would have liked to have gotten a little bit more out of this trade on my third target, but I was actually on the road, so I wasn't really able to manage it in real time. But a little bit more than 1 hour on the trade. I had to sit through quite a bit. It's finally now broken back down through, and it's testing these lows again. But that's going to be my only trade on the day. And I can't really complain about this trade. This is a trap trader setup for me. The market broke down and tried to continue to create new lows and new lows. There were a bunch of sellers in this, and obviously their stops were above these pivots here. And as soon as it broke this pivot here, market shot up. I mean, it created this candle quite quickly. People were potentially even moving their stops down to even above this pivot, and this started to break down. And so as soon as it started breaking this level, and then this level, and then this level, it shot up here in like 5 or 10 seconds. It moved quite a bit and got to T1. And I had pretty good confidence that it was going to make it back up to these highs again. Didn't necessarily have confidence in my third target, which was essentially up at the overnight highs from where it opened back up here. But I certainly thought that if it broke these levels here, that it was going to come and retest these levels, and it did, which gave me 1 hour, and that was my trade today. So thank you guys for joining us. Catch us back here tomorrow at 9 a.m. for a pre-market analysis, and then we go live around 9:20, 9:25, our live trading. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow.